All right, good.
Questions? How are you doing, Erik?
Good, Coach.
Doing great.
Hey, how's your wife? How's your kids? Good.
Obviously, you guys have faced a lot of mobile quarterbacks this year, but just what does John Mateer bring, and just how much more challenging is he to cover?
Yeah, I mean, we had a mobile quarterback last week. I think Mateer's on his own level right now. I mean, I don't know what he is. He's top 5 rushing in the country, I believe. He's rushed for a ton of yards on not as many carries as you want somebody to have for having that many yards. So he's turned runs into explosives, designed QB runs. He's also got a lot of yards rushing when the pocket breaks down or the coverage is really good, and he's able to find some scramble lanes. So a lot of difficulties, always trying to get enough people in the box to stop those design QB runs, and then finding a way to either keep him in the pocket or have somebody on him during the pass game.
How much of what he does, especially with his legs, isn't necessarily designed, I suppose, or is him kind of improvising?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and it happens both ways. They do definitely have plenty of design QB runs, some QB counters, some draw game, some read option stuff where he can pull the ball, and then, like you said, pocket breaks down and he can just make it happen. Extremely good athlete. He got in the game last year and played some other positions, so he's a good athlete. I mean, he's like 220 pounds, so he's put together well. He runs the football hard. He's like a running back once the pocket breaks down.
You guys are tied for first in the nation in sacks per game, with 4. How have you liked the pressure you guys have been getting on the quarterback?
I like the pressure. I wish we would have a few of those sacks back, So I think we need to work hard this week on making sure that we're taking good angles. We're getting to the near hip when we get in that pocket. Obviously, you get pressure with big guys up front, and they aren't as great in space as the littler guys when they're trying to make tackles, but our job is to make sure that we can get them in drills and get them in the right leverage to make those plays. So I guess happy with the pressure, not happy with the amount of sacks that have come from the pressure we've gotten.
Have you seen a more dominant in-game rep by any of your players this season than Sheldon Newton on his sack?
I don't know. I mean, you watch – that one got highlighted because he got the sack. We'll say that. So a more dominant highlight, probably no. But there's things that happen in the run game where a D tackle or a D end purely dominates an opponent, and that never gets shown on Twitter or whatever. There's times where a DB, a corner, a nickel, a safety completely smothers a guy, and that never gets shown on a highlight. So there's been a lot of guys that have had a lot of great reps. Sheldon just happened to be a great rep with a highlight-worthy finish. So probably the best highlight so far.
I didn't mean at the beginning of that, though. I mean, he killed that guard.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Same thing as you are. Like there's times where it's inside zone, and Ahmed and Herb or Brax or JV, like they just condense the C, the B, and the A, and that just never gets shown. You know what I mean? Or there's times where the DBs on some of the pressures we've gotten, they've just completely wiped one side of the field out, and it's allowed us to get the pressure. So, like, once again, the most dominant highlight, yes, maybe not the most dominant rep.
Seeing how it's more than 2 or 3 guys getting the sack, how encouraging is that to you that you guys have multiple guys that can go there and get those?
Yeah, and I think you're never a good pass rush team unless you work together, and being able to rush together up front and being able to work with the coverage. There's times when, if you're going to be a good pass rush team, there's times when the DBs are definitely in conflict back there when you're bringing an extra person to the party. There's also times when the front's in conflict if you're rushing 3 or 4 and you have a mobile quarterback and you're putting more guys back in the zone. So everybody understanding who's in conflict, what has to happen on each defense, that's when you become a really good pass rush defense, along with really good pass rushers, right? And I think we do have good pass rushers. I think our edge guys are really good players, and I think our inside guys are coming along.
Andrew Simpson, he's got 3 forced fumbles this season. I think he had 2 in his career before this year. Just what can you say about his improvement so far?
Yeah, I think that we've been working hard on the takeaway circuit. Andrew definitely has a knack for that. Like, you guys have been doing this a long time. There's, Charles Tillman. There's just guys in the NFL. I can't remember the linebacker for the Colts a couple years ago, but there's just guys that have that knack, and we're working hard at it team-wide, and we've had some good ones from other people, but he's just got a knack for punching the football out, and he works hard at that piece of it. And you see a lot of those in practice, whether he gets them or not. Like, he's getting that extra punch in practice, and sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't, but he continuously does it, and usually when you have enough attempts, good things happen.
I was asking him last week just what his motivation is to, keep getting better, keep going. He told me he was the first in his family to go to college for football and whatnot. Just what do you see in guys, with Andrew, maybe other guys, when they're the first in their family to be doing this kind of stuff? Do you see it as extra motivation?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we talked about it the other day. It's, it's changing for generations, So the first in your family to go to college, the first in your family to play football, potentially the first in your family to play professional sports and or have that degree and be able to do whatever you want in business or other endeavors post-football. But that means a lot. But with that, like, I don't like doing paperwork, but I have to do it because I love coaching football. Right? Some guys don't like doing certain pieces of the football or the academics, but they love football. They love being on a Saturday. They love the end result. So it's about doing what you have to do now for what you want most in life. It's not about doing what you want to do in the moment, but it's about figuring out what do you want most in life and doing whatever it takes to get there. And I think a lot of these guys are realizing that.
That team you were on, UCF, defensive coordinator, undefeated, all that. Is this team on that level or better?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely on that level. It's different. Every team you're on is different. I think there's some similarities where it's coming together. It's evolving. It's on the upward trend. It's not plateauing. That team at UCF took a while we had some new players in place, took a while to figure out exactly what team were we, what do they do best, how can we operate the best, and there's a lot of things that go into that, so won't bore you with that, but I think this team is on the same trajectory right now. And
what did you make of the crowd on Saturday? And obviously this Saturday expected to be ramped up a little bit, with Wazoo, and just as a defensive coordinator and a defense, how nice is it to be able to feed off that home crowd?
It's awesome. The night atmosphere at Boise is probably I don't know if I've been around much better. I know I haven't. I like to kick off early because I don't like to be up super late, but I know the guys love it. The guys love the crowd. The crowd was awesome. The biggest probably downfall for me going in the box, which is selfish, is like I don't get to be out there on the field anymore because that was really cool last year. Although when the lights went out, it was hard to find people. But what an atmosphere. The crowd is awesome. They've done an unbelievable job. They always have. I mean, the amount of penalties we get from another offense because our crowd is so loud is remarkable. The light show, the scoreboard, the new speakers, the fireworks, what an environment. What an awesome thing for our kids to get to play in front of, and also for the other team to get to play in that atmosphere too. But it's unbelievable.
Marco signing up or volunteering to get back on special teams, that's your starting linebacker right there. So what was your reaction when you kind of heard that?
I think it's awesome. This is a team game. Special teams is important. And for guys that want to say, you shouldn't save it for defense or offense. We need everybody on every play, and we need the best guys out there. And if that means starters got to go out there, then starters go out there. And let's play football. But I think Marco is mature enough, he's wise enough to understand that special teams is so important that whatever it takes, we need to get it done. So I'm really proud of him for doing that, and he'll play really well wherever they put him.
Coach, a lot of the talented DBs you have in the room there, no picks yet. How chomping at the bit are those guys to get one, and what's the celebration going to be like when they get the first one this year?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the celebration because it's been a while coming. They've had a lot of time to think about it, but Yeah, they were talking about it. I really thought this week would be the week, where you might get one, just because it's been building and we've been real close on some balls, and we got close to a couple, Saturday night. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'd love to be able to tell you exactly why. We need to attack the ball a little bit better in practice, in my opinion, because guys are in some positions to make those plays. But I definitely think they're coming. I definitely think they will come. They need to come if we're going to continue to progress like we want to. And like you said, we got talented defensive backs, so their time's coming.
Anything else?